I used to go out to parties and stand around. They got your ass, man. Man, it's been a back and forth drama with this whole Marvin Gaye, Blurred Lines, and Pharrell and Robin Thicke so-called stealing it. And today, a court has came to a decision. Let me read you guys part of this article. Robin Thicke noticeably ripped off Marvin Gaye's 1977 hit "Got to Give It Up" when he wrote the smash hit "Blurred Lines" with Pharrell Williams and T.I. A Los Angeles jury has decided he and his co-songwriter, Pharrell Williams, must pay Gaye's family $7.3 million. Good Lord, that's a lot of money. As part of the ruling, the verdict puts to rest over a year's worth of legal back and forth between Thicke and Gaye's estate, in which the latter saw $25 million in damages. God damn. So y'all y'all want to read the whole article, you can read it in the description box. I'll leave a link. I'm not even going to sit here and read this whole thing. I'm sitting up here laughing at this whole story. I'm glad that they got to, give it up, like the song says. They got to give up that $7.3 million to Marvin Gaye's family because, you got a lot of people out here stealing stuff, biting people's styles. And, it's nothing wrong with borrowing or sampling someone's music. But you got to clear this thing. I made a video about this, I say maybe a couple of months ago when all this popped off. And I work in the music industry, so I know about clearances. I know about getting things, secured and make sure that you can release things properly when you're doing a mixtape. And I've explained this to a lot of you guys that are up and coming artists or you make music or whatever. When you're doing a mixtape, you can use a lot of samples because it's a mixtape. You're not selling it for anything. Now, once you try to go on road or you try to get some type of profit from a certain single, you have to get the clearances. When you're making an album, there's more things that go into it. You got to get things cleared. You have to make sure your budget is right, etc., etc. And whoever was dealing with this, besides Robin Thicke and Pharrell, they probably lost their job by now because now you got Pharrell and Robin Thicke plus the record company that's not listening this, but I know they're going to have to break off some bread too. They got to pay Marvin Gaye's family $7.3 million. And that's not no chump change. That's a lot of money. But like I said before, if you're going to use people's things and you're going to use it for your album or whatever, you're going to try to use certain parts of the record, you got to get things clear. So whoever was the A&R on this, whoever, was constructing this whole album, doing the engineering, etc., whoever was in charge at the record company of making sure everything was properly processed the correct way, they're going to be out of a job. And they definitely going to have to break off some money. But hey, I wonder if Pharrell is happy now, like his hit song says. I wonder, is he happy now? God damn, $7.3 million. But this is the type of stuff that happens when you don't get things clear properly. Hey, you use people's stuff, you have to get permission, and you got to get the stuff clear. You can't use nobody's stuff like a Curtis Mayfield or a Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye. Those big time artists that have transgressed and transcend the art form of music. You can't use this stuff without properly clearing it or breaking that bread off. Come on now. We're not talking about little Leroy that sell his music at 7-Eleven on at the corner, or the local rapper named Bruce Lee that's doing shows. We talking about a mega artist like Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is respected from white folks, black folks, green, blue, purple, all across the world. You got to get this stuff clear. You got to break that bread off when you're using people like him and his statue of artist property. Even somebody that's coming up, somebody that might not be known, you got to give them people their money and their credit for using their music. Or this is what can happen. You can get your ass sued and you could be breaking off millions of dollars. But I'm glad, Marvin Gaye's family is getting this revenue for this because they did, by his style, they used part of the song or the whole song and made a hit record. So, hey, this is what happens, man. You gotta learn the business. Like I tell a lot of you guys that, you ask me to listen to your music or whatever, you guys aspiring artists, you have to learn the business side. It's almost more important to learn the business side of the music industry opposed to actually being just an artist. Because if you don't have your business intact, you will have a hole. But hey, like the song say, gots to give it up. I'm out.